Welcome back to Solo Marvel Champion. This is the fourth video in my favorite hero cards series. Today we're looking at the heroes from Mad Titan Shadow and then Nebula through Vision. These are the Wave 4 heroes. Let's start with Spectrum. Spectrum is a hero I didn't play for a really long time because all you ever hear about her online is that she can get stuck in an energy form and you can't do what you want to do. While this is true to an extent, I still really enjoyed playing her once I started to play with her. Number one, she does have the printed aerial trait, which helps play those aerial cards without having to worry about getting an attachment into play to be able to play them. Also, she has 13 cards in her kit, of her 15 card kit, which help you change form. Now, some of them change you to a specific form, but 4 of them change you to any form you want. My favorite card for Spectrum falls into that latter category, Speed of Light. 0 cost, change energy forms, and draw 1 card. That means you can hold on to Speed of Light between turns and not worrying about losing a potential draw, because as soon as you do play this, it's going to draw you the card that you would have drawn if you hadn't held on to Speed of Light. So this lets you change to the form you want, and it replaces itself. Really good card in Spectrum. Now, I like to play Spectrum in Protection, mainly for Ever Vigilant and What Doesn't Kill Me. I like to get Spectrum up to 3 attack with her, ready with Ever Vigilant, attack with her again, maybe ready with What Doesn't Kill Me, attack with her again. Spectrum is a lot of fun, and I think, at least for me, my favorite card to see when I'm playing Spectrum is Speed of Light. Next, we're going to go to the other hero in the Mad Titan Shadow box, and that is Adam Warlock. Adam has this Battle Mage ability: discard a card from your hand. If that card is aggression, deal 2 damage, justice, remove 2 threat, etc., etc. He's not my favorite hero to play. I don't like his deck building. You have to include all 4 aspects, and you cannot include more than 1 copy of anything that isn't in his own kit. That sounds really cool, and I was really excited about Adam Warlock, but I don't like that deck building. It's just, it feels like it takes a lot longer to build a deck for Adam Warlock, and although I don't net deck, I think if I was going to play him, I would just go find, I think it's Brian V's Wild Tutor deck for Adam Warlock. That looks like a lot of fun, just because I don't want to put the mental energy into digging out all of these cards for Adam Warlock. My favorite card in his kit, though, is piggybacks on this Battle Mage ability, and that is Mystic Senses. You're already going to be using his Battle Mage ability probably every single turn. So discard a card, get that effect, and draw a card. And he has 2 of these in his kit, and they are not marked as max 1 per player. So now you're getting something extra for doing something you already wanted to do. Discard a card, draw 2 cards is really nice, plus the effect you get for discarding that card. So for me, when I play Adam Warlock, the card I want to see and get on the table as quickly as possible is Mystic Senses. Next, we're going to come to Nebula. She has a great stat line, 222. In theory, she has a really fun ability. She gets these techniques into play. And when you're an alter ego and play a technique, you get to draw 2 cards. That's always exciting. And the techniques, let's pop out of here, the techniques are all 1 cost. So that is easy to do, and you have a resource which helps you pay for those. Nebula's ship you can exhaust for a wild resource. The only problem I have with Nebula is I feel like I always have to be going down to Alter Ego to play my techniques to get those card draws. So I've played, I don't know, 7 or 8 games with Nebula and only won one of them. And that's probably just on me because I feel like I have to go down to Alter Ego every other turn. So I am going to give Nebula another try. I feel like she'd do really good in Justice. I think you could do a Confuse Lock deck. Since you want to be going down all the time, Confuse Lock would be good. But on my channel, most of the videos I have, or most of the games I have, fall into the Justice aspect. Or maybe not most, but I have more Justice videos than any other aspect. So when I play Nebula, I probably won't play her on camera with Justice, but I will probably build a Justice deck for her. My favorite card, you know, you could almost pick any of these techniques, but the one I like the most, the card I like the most, is Lethal Intent, because you can trigger the special abilities on those techniques in any order you want. And you don't have to pay for every technique you have out. You can pay 2 and choose up to 2 of those techniques to resolve those specials. So they are all good. Cutthroat Ambition removes 3 threat from a scheme as its special. That is nice. Evasive Maneuvers, stun or confuse an enemy. So you can do a lot of work with Lethal Intent. It just really depends on what you have on the board. So for me, in Nebula, my favorite card is Lethal Intent. Next, we're going to go to War Machine. He does have an Avenger and Soldier trait, so you could play Mission Leader for 1 less. I do like these Soldier cards. He was interesting. I liked playing War Machine, but definitely not my favorite hero. He does have some cool upgrades. He has this great support. Alter Ego, exhaust, place 2 ammo counters. Hero action, exhaust, move each ammo counter to War Machine. So you can just build this up every time you go down to Alter Ego, and then at the end, you know, go up, pop it for all those ammo counters, and have one really big turn. Also, because this is a shield, or this has the shield trait, Agent 13 would be really good in this deck. Exhaust to place 2, thwart with Agent 13 to ready this, either place 2 more or flip up and take those 2 off. I think you could do a lot of fun with that. I think the way I would play this is go down to Alter Ego, place 2, use Agent 13 to ready it, place 2 more, and then on the next turn, before going up to Hero, place 2 more on it again, ready it with Agent 13, and then once I'm Hero, exhaust to get 6 counters. I think that would be a lot of fun. My favorite card, especially when we're talking about ways to increase your ammo, has got to be Shoulder Cannon. Exhaust, deal 1 damage to an enemy. You may remove 1 ammo counter to ready it. So obviously this would be good against drones. You could pick off all the drones at once. You could just do a lot of quote-unquote ping damage with this card. But here's another one I think I want to play in Justice, because Upside the Head would be fun, along with Float Like a Butterfly. So attack, play Upside the Head to confuse the villain, and then with Float Like a Butterfly in play, these are all dealing 2 damage now to that confused enemy. So that can be huge. This could be a game ender. So if you set up during turn 1 to have this in play, get a bunch of counters on Ammunition Bunker, get Float Like a Butterfly, and then flip up, confuse, and try to just ping him out with 2 damage at a time from Shoulder Cannon. Really fun card. That is my favorite in War Machine. Going on to Valkyrie, this was the last hero I had to play all the heroes I hadn't played yet. I saved her for last. She's interesting, not my favorite. I know D20 Woodworking loves her a lot. I like her, I just don't play her much. Not my favorite. This Deathglow, I think, should probably be 0 costed. If this was 0 costed, I think I would play Valkyrie quite a bit more. Of course, there are ways to reduce that by 1. You know, you have Helicarrier, have some board resources. She is an Avenger, so you can have Quinn Carrier. I just think that if this was 0 cost, I would play her a lot more. Now, I actually had 2 cards in this kit, which I really, really liked. And I did have to choose between them to have my number 1 favorite. One of them was Chooser of the Slain. 0 cost, search for a minion, put it into play, and draw 2 cards. Turning 1 card into 2 and a minion is really good because she wants to be defeating minions. I mean, she wants to obviously defeat the villain also, but when the attached enemy is defeated, set this aside. If that defeated that enemy, ready her. So you want to be defeating things often, and minions are easier to defeat than the villain. So Chooser of the Slain is a very good card. It helps you do what she wants to be doing. The other card that was in contention, and the card which is my favorite, also helps you do what you want to be doing, and that's Dragonfang. She gets +1 attack or +2 while attacking the enemy with Deathglow attached. So just like the other card, you want to defeat minions. +2 attack gets her up to 4, and that's going to help you defeat minions. So for me, number 1 card in Valkyrie is Dragonfang. Final card comes from Vision. Vision is interesting. I like Vision. He does have a lot of fun cards. I like that while you're intangible, you reduce the amount you take by 2. Problem is, you don't want to just stay in intangible because you can't attack or defend. In dense form, he gets +2/+2. That just takes him up to a 2/2/2 hero, which is great. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be in solo, I should say. He does have some fun cards. I mean, Hickory Branch Lane is awesome just to keep finding your ally over and over again. Vivian is a great ally. She's a 1/1/2 for 2, but she is either a 3/1 or a 1/3, depending on what form you're in. So Vivian is a very good card, and Hickory Branch Lane helps you get her and replay her often. The card I really like in his kit is Phase Distribution. You can only play it in intangible form, but confuse an enemy. I have talked about loving Confuse and Stun. Choose an attachment on that enemy with hero action or hero response and discard that. A lot of villains have attachments with these hero action or hero responses. So being able to get rid of them without spending a lot of resources or exhausting your hero, going through hoops basically, is really, really strong. And I really love Phase Distribution for that. Now, of course, confusing is good, but I think the real meat of this card is getting rid of these attachments. Problem then is you really need the confuse on top of that because there's going to be a lot of times when there aren't one of these attachments out there. And it feels like a wasted card if you can't do both, but I'll take that confuse any day of the week too. So that is my favorite card in Vision. So those are all of my favorites for Wave 4. Speed of Flight, Mystic Senses, Lethal Intent, Shoulder Cannon, Dragon Fang, and Phase Distribution. Let me know. I keep saying distribution. That's disruption. Phase Disruption. Let me know in the comments what your favorite cards are for these heroes. This series isn't picking up as many views as I'd like, but I am still going to continue it through Wave 8. I haven't even played Bishop yet, but by the time I'm ready for Phase 8, or for Wave 8, these will probably all be out, and I will have played all of them. So let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a marvelous day.